Are women really choosing not to have babies? Or is something deeper happening that affordability is obscuring? We have to be either ultra rich or ignorant to not consider the economy a barrier. Today, in the US and UK, raising one child now exceeds 300,000 US dollars. Yet, governments that have spent billions on addressing this issue have seen marginal improvements. South Korea spent $200 billion on stimulus over 20 years. This included cash bonuses, pre-daycare, and tax breaks. Still, the fertility rate fell from 1.2 to 0.72. France's family subsidies are among the world's most generous. They only increased their rate a little. Japan's decades of incentives have produced no demographic rebound. UNFPA found that even bigger barrier than finances was a lack of time. But when nations implemented comprehensive parental leave and subsidized childcare, they still reported collapsing fertility. Sweden's rate has slipped to 1.5 despite decades of gender equality reforms. Singapore's high-tech pro-natalist campaigns have failed for 30 years. Even with factors like carbon emissions, something doesn't add up. Sweden, one of the cleanest countries, has low fertility rates. In contrast, Africa, the most polluted region, has higher fertility rates. Is it then because women do not want babies anymore? At least that's not what the CDC says.
What do women think about having kids?
Yeah, I see no evidence of change. The CDC numbers have fallen a little bit. It used to be 95% of women have or want children around that age of 30. Now it's closer to 90%. So there is a shift downwards. But there's also been other shifts that have gone on at the same time of delayed parenting.
Women often mention at least 12 themes on social media when discussing their experiences with having babies. One reason women noted alongside the financial barrier was the loss of agency. There is a desire, but women feel blocked from acting on it. What then is blocking progress if it is in finance, pro-natalist policies, or carbon emissions? Mimetic theory proposes that people do not desire objects because they objectively want them. They desire them because they observe others desiring them. Through mimetic imitation, women's own desires shifted from family formation toward self-actualization and autonomy. This is not because women always secretly want fewer children. Instead, women transform their desires by observing new models. Educated women who achieved status and meaning through non-reproductive pursuits. On TikTok and Instagram, motherhood often appears as exhaustion, dark circles, mess, regret, while singlehood looks like sunlight and freedom. Algorithms have become the new social hierarchies, ranking what looks admirable. And if everyone around you seems to delay, you don't delay. You start believing that waiting is wisdom. The most seductive illusion is that modern life bought us time. In reality, the timeline hasn't changed, only our perception of it. Female fertility peaks in the mid-20s and declines sharply after 35. Yet, social milestones such as career stability, home ownership, and emotional readiness now arrive a decade later than in previous generations. When the biological clock starts ticking, the market steps in. But IVF success rates remain low, roughly 30% per cycle for women under 35, plunging to less than 5% after 42. In the pursuit of a stable career and completing their checklist, one designs their life with such compactness that finding a partner to fit into it becomes challenging. Marriage and parenthood, which were once a cornerstone of the bridge to adulthood, have become a capstone project. Even population density contributes to the illusion. We live in crowded cities and think the world is full, but it's not. It's aging. In 2023, 358 towns in Italy had no births. In Nagoro village, Japan, only one child has been born in 20 years. Now 350 dolls fill the place of the people who used to live there. Maybe depopulation isn't about the numbers falling. Maybe it's about a generation who grew up surrounded by watching their parents burn out, their cities pricing them out, and their peers opting out. Sociologist Philip Cushman called this the empty self. It describes a personality formed by consumption, not by contribution. When autonomy defines fulfillment, the act of dependence, even something as primal as holding a newborn, feels foreign. So the question remains, are they really choosing? Or is modern life, like social pressure and economic design, pre-selecting their options before they even act?